Hey folks, welcome to Fyreflye's Follies. I hope that you enjoy the video today. If you do, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out. And if you haven't subscribed, I hope that you will and that you'll stick around for a while. So today I am making what my granny called peach sunshine jam. Now, I will leave the full recipe in the description box below. I am making half a recipe. I prefer to work in small batches. I don't need a whole lot of things like this on my shelf. And I'm going to make enough that's going to last me a year or two probably. Because like I said, I don't eat a whole lot of jams and jellies. But I do like to have them for when I decide I have a hankering for them. So what I have in my pan is about 3 cups of peaches that I have peeled and pitted. And I'm just mashing them up. And you can do this with an immersion blender if you want it really smooth. I like my jams a little chunky. So I'm just using a pastry fork. You can use a potato masher, you can use a blender, food processor, whatever works for you. Now that I've got them mashed up, I'm going to bring them up to a boil. I'm pretty happy with that consistency. I'm having an MG day, so y'all ignore my hand when it does funny things. Now to this I'm going to add my sugar and my pineapple. Now this jam is super easy. It is only 4 ingredients. It is peaches, crushed pineapple, sugar, and orange gelatin. That's it. So all that I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up to a boil. I will stir it occasionally, and once it comes up to a boil, I'm going to let it boil at a low boil, not a hard boil. I don't want it to scorch, but I'm going to let it boil for about 15 to 20 minutes or until it thickens. And it will thicken up nicely. I'm going to add my package of orange Jello, and then I'm going to let it boil for 2 minutes. And once that 2 minutes is up, I'm going to put it in jars. I'm going to put it in my water bath canner, and I'm going to let it process for 10 minutes. Just that easy. So I will continue to stir this pretty consistently, not constantly, but pretty regularly until it comes up to a boil. And I have reduced the amount of sugar in mine. It calls for equal amounts of sugar and fruit, and that's a little too sweet for my personal taste. But once it comes up to a boil and the sugar is completely dissolved, I'll taste it and see if I need to add any more. I don't think that I will, but it's possible. And if I do, I'll do that before I add my gelatin in. So I'm going to let this come up to a boil, and then I will be back and we'll talk some more. I have some big chunks still in it, so I'm just going to come back in with the potato masher and get the big ones out. But again, I like my jams to have some body to them, but I have a few slices in there that I want to get. Alright, so I'm going to bring this up to a boil, and I'm going to let it go for about 15 to 20 minutes or until it starts to thicken up and the peaches are cooked all the way through. And once it reaches that point, I will bring you guys back and we'll go through what's next. Okay, so I have let this simmer for about 20 minutes and it has thickened considerably. It has reduced by about a third maybe. So now I am going to take my orange Jello. I'm going to sprinkle it over the top so that I can mix it in pretty easily. I'm going to mix that in thoroughly. And I'm going to let it come back up to a simmer, which it will only take a minute. And I'm going to let it go for 2 minutes while I get my jars over here. That's 2 minutes on the timer. So I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to fill my jars to a 1/4 inch headspace, hopefully, without making too much of a mess. This jar I'm giving to a friend. But for myself, I am doing the little 4-ounce jelly jars. And now, y'all, my granny open kettle did hers. She would do hot jars, hot lids, hot filling, put the lids on, turn them upside down, leave them sitting on the counter. I am not trusting myself enough to do that. I've tried it a couple of times and my success rate varies. But I do find that if I go ahead and water bath it for 10 minutes, it's just 10 minutes, I have a pretty good success rate. So I have paper towel and I have a small bowl with just plain white vinegar in it. So I'm just going to dip my paper towel in vinegar. I'm going to wipe all my rims. Put lids on everything and put the rings on fingertip tight. And I'm going to put them in the canner, which is almost back up to a boil. I had it simmering, so did I get enough lids ready? I did exactly enough. And again, the rings are just going to go on fingertip tight. Now I'm just going to arrange these in the canner, lower the basket, bring them back up to a boil. Once they come up to a boil, I'll start the timer for 10 minutes. I'll let them go for 10 minutes. I'll shut them off, and then I'll let them sit for 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll take them out. And when it's time to take them out, I will bring you back and show you how they turned out. Alright, so I brought them back up to a boil and I let them go for 10 minutes. And I turned them off and I took the lid off and I let them sit for 5 minutes, and then I lifted the rack up. And they've been sitting out of the water for about 5 minutes. So now I'm going to get them out. And can I tell y'all, my kitchen smells amazing. I love processing fruit. They've been sealing. Most of them have sealed. And this is so quick and easy. And you don't have to do jars and jars and jars. You can do small batches of things, especially for the things that you don't eat a lot of. See if I can get it to focus on one for you. I don't know if you can see that or not. It is beautiful. It is absolutely gorgeous. So I'll let these sit here overnight, and tomorrow I'll take off the rings, I'll check all the seals, I'll wash the jars, I'll label them, and I'll put them in my pantry. And they're good in the pantry for a couple, 3 years. This is enough to last me probably 2 years. But while I had the peaches, I thought I'd go ahead and make some jam. I really hope that you enjoyed the video today. If you did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out a lot. And if you have not subscribed, I hope that you will and that you'll stick around for a while. If you hit the notification bell, YouTube will notify you when I upload a new video based on your settings. Y'all, thank you so much for watching today. Y'all have a marvelous day.